What is upstream oil and gas industry, or rather, what is the upstream oil and gas value chain or segment of the oil and gas and petroleum sector? This is a question that you might be having if you are looking into understanding the oil and gas industry, and particularly the segments that are within the industry. And one of that segment is upstream oil and gas sector. So if you are here, you probably want to know what upstream oil and gas is all about, what it entails, and the role it plays when it comes to the oil and gas industry. And in this particular video, that's what I want to do. I want to give you an explanation, an introduction, or an overview of the upstream oil and gas sector of the petroleum industry. The oil and gas industry plays a very big role in our day-to-day life, and it plays even a major role in the global economy. And it is important for you to actually take time to understand the industry and the various sectors that are within the oil and gas value chain. And today, I want to help you to just get a basic or a simple understanding of what upstream oil and gas is all about. And in a nutshell, the upstream sector of the oil and gas industry is a segment that deals with, searching, exploration, and production of crude oil and natural gas. You can think of the upstream oil and gas sector as the segment that deals with the raw material that are involved in the oil and gas industry. And this is a very important sector because if you do not have the raw materials within an industry, then you cannot have anything else that comes after that. You cannot have, the finished product if you do not have the raw material in the first place. So the upstream sector in the petroleum industry is what deals with those raw materials. And in this case, you are talking of crude oil and natural gas, among others that are found in this particular subsector. And it is equally a very huge sector. In fact, when you look at the upstream oil and gas sector, you are almost looking at a value chain within the larger oil and gas value chain, because there are quite a number of processes and steps or stages that take place from the time a resource is being searched for to the time that it has been produced, and more importantly, even when the oil well or the gas well has been abandoned. So you need to understand all those processes for you to actually appreciate the significance and the value that the upstream oil and gas sector brings to the entire oil and gas value chain. If this is the first time that you and I are meeting, I am Joe, and on this YouTube channel, I talk about oil and gas, and particularly the upstream oil and gas industry when it comes to the opportunities that you can get to supply goods and services to what goes on in the upstream sector. And to further help you on that particular journey, I have created the Upstream Oil and Gas Jumpstart, which is a free resource and which you can access using the link that I'm going to put in the description below. And all I want from you today is your name, your email address, and I'm going to send you that resource in the next couple of minutes. And that's why I would want you to even take more time to dig into what goes on within the upstream sector of the oil and gas sector. You are talking of things related to exploration, to drilling, you're talking of production. And this is something that happens onshore, which means on land, as well as offshore or in the water. It is important to understand these activities and to know that the various stages that it takes for you to actually get crude oil or natural gas from the ground. And so when you think of the upstream oil and gas industry, I want you to think of the first or the initial stage of production of crude oil and natural gas. This is the stage that, or the sector that deals with, searching, such activities as, trying to do seismic and all that. You're looking at exploration, you're looking at drilling, you're looking at production. And later, when all that is done, you're looking at abandonment and decommissioning of an oil and gas, well. And all those are activities that take place within the upstream sector. But the beauty of this is that this is a huge sector that provides you with opportunities to get involved. It is an entire value chain in itself. And there are opportunities for businesses to supply goods and services to the upstream oil and gas value chain. And this is where the whole conversation about local content also comes in. Because when a project is happening in a country, you are always going to find that there are laws that govern local content or policies that kind of drive absorption of local content into the oil and gas activities. What this means is that if you have or run a local company or a local business that can be able to provide goods or services, allow the activities that take place when it comes to exploration and production of crude oil or natural gas, there are opportunities for you to participate in this particular subsector. But of course, it means that you need to get yourself ready, you need to get your company or business compliant, and have the capacity to be able to participate in the upstream oil and gas sector. And that's something that we can further discuss about if you are interested in it. But the upstream oil and gas sector is an important aspect of the entire petroleum value chain. And being able to understand it gives you an opportunity to be able to understand the whole oil and gas industry, and also job and business opportunities that you can be able to tap into when it comes to the activities that take place in the upstream oil and gas industry. And it is important to realize that this forms the foundation of the entire oil and gas value chain. What happens in the midstream and what happens in the downstream sector, things that we are going to discuss a little bit later, are actually things that come from what has taken place in the upstream industry. So, to me, the upstream oil and gas sector is rather the most important one when it comes to the entire value chain, because it is the one that unlocks what happens later in the other segments of the value chain. So, as you can see, the upstream oil and gas industry is the first step of the oil and gas value chain. It is what brings the crude oil and natural gas into the picture. And without the upstream sector, there cannot be midstream or the downstream subsectors. And if you want to learn more about this, I want you to watch the video that is on your screen right now. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not, and I'm going to see you in my next video.